first actual crochet stitch. So in the previous lesson you have learned how to do a crochet chain. You might have had a little practice at creating a longer chain than we have here, but for the purpose of the squares you're going to be making, they're going to be 15 stitches long. So for your first chain here you should have 16 chains. I'm just going to double check. 16. Okay, so we are going to learn the single crochet stitch. So when you have got your 16 chains, you are going to find the second chain. So this chain, this loop on your hook here, we don't call this a chain. Okay, this is just the loop on your hook. This is your first chain, this one here, and this one here is the second, what we call the second chain from the hook. So you want to put your hook into that second chain, and as we were doing with the chains, you're going to hold the yarn in whatever way is comfortable for you so that you can hook your yarn to come through that loop, just the one loop, and now you should have 2 chains on your hook. And again we're going to loop around and we're going to pull that through these 2. So if you're not already, hold where all the yarn is coming together here reasonably loosely between 2 fingers so that it doesn't slip around too much. We will go over this in your live one-to-one session if you're having any problems, but for now you're going to bring your hook through the 2 loops that are left on your hook, and that's your first single crochet formed. Okay, so this is the loop that it's coming from, and you now want to find this next chain loop here, and so then you're going to put your hook into that one and you are going to loop your yarn around your hook. This is in a clockwise direction, and bring it through that loop on the hook, and the same again, loop your yarn around the hook, allow the hook to do the work, allow the hook to catch the yarn and hold it, and then bring it through those 2 loops on the hook. That's stitch number 2. So this is where it's come out of. This is the loop that you've gone into and come out of. You want to go now into the next one here. Okay, so you're going to again put your hook in there, loop your yarn around your hook and bring it through just that one single loop. Make sure you've got 2 loops still on your hook, and hook your yarn again around and bring it through the 2. That's stitch number 3. Try not to hold anything too tight, because when you hold it too tight you end up with your stitches being too tight. But also don't be afraid to pull the yarn around a bit if you need to get your hook in, because it is quite movable. The yarn's got some elasticity to it, so it can be stretched a little bit, moved around a bit. So that's the one you've come out of. This is your next one. Yarn around, bring it through, 2 loops on your hook, yarn around, bring it through the 2, and then we've got, this is the one we've just done. I think this is the last one. It might occasionally, this one here next to your slip knot is quite tight. You may have to count your stitches first to be sure that you have 1 chain left. I know I definitely have 1 chain left, and then we'll go back and we will go through counting them. Oh, hook your yarn I'm struggling. See? There we go. Just catch your yarn. Make sure you're just bringing it through the one loop. 2 loops on your hook. Twist your hook and bring it through the 2. Now, pull this really, the beauty of crochet is that you can pull this loop really big. When you take your hook out, put your hook to one side, and we're just going to look at these stitches. So this is your first row of single crochet, okay? We'll first of all count them. I'll show you the top of the stitch. So this is the top of the stitches that you formed, and this is, it's kind of like V shapes. You'll hear me refer to these V shapes quite a lot early on. So each of these V shapes is now your stitch. Okay, so we're just going to count these, with this being the first. This is where your loop is coming out of. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. This one here, this was formed using your chain from your 16 chains. This is why we did 16 chains. So this one may look a little bit like it's not. Oh, well, is that a stitch? Is it not a stitch? Question. It is. This is your first stitch here. Okay, so that is number 16. And then just if you want to make sure that you have only gone in each loop twice, you can just check along the bottom. But if you've got 15 V's on the top and no apparent holes, then you're good to go, and that is your first single crochet row.